The discussion I would like to leave you with today is not a scare tactic. I'm not standing in the position of Debbie Doom and Gloom. I simply want them who profess to know God to know His Word. I simply would like the unbeliever to consider studying the Bible for themselves in order to make the best decision, a decision that is based in understanding. Today, the conversation is about plagues. There were plagues, there are plagues, and there are plagues to come. You may ask, where are they coming from? They're coming from God. Plagues are nothing new. Most of us, if not all of us, have seen the Ten Commandments, the movie. And a great number of us have read the plagues of Egypt from the Bible. So whether you are a skeptic or a movie critic or a believer, you are aware of plagues of old, plagues of current time, but knowing about them to come, that's where it's people like me trying to get your attention. The Ten Commandments, the movie of Moses and Pharaoh, if it didn't do nothing else, the story depicts a hardened heart. And many people have one. I wish I could say it's just the unbeliever, but there are many folk who profess to know Him, and they are stiff-necked, stubborn, and their hearts are dark. They do not know His Word. They do not have the disposition of the great teacher, our Savior and Lord. Their hearts are not in a good place. Revelation chapter 15, verses 1 and 2, speaks about the last 7 plagues. Check that out. The last 7 plagues, not the last like that's all God got left over, but the last that the world will see. Because these plagues come the eternal judgment. So again, 7. It speaks to the end of a cycle, the end of a process, the completion of a thing. The people who He have been very patient with, who He have heard many times His name taken in vain. He have been more than patient, more than gracious. And the time in each person's life when they have to make this decision, the best way to make it is to make it based in understanding. Someone would say, why would a loving God punish? Well, for those of you who have the background of a loving parent, we know that the parent, they don't want to discipline you, but they know they must, so that you won't continue to make wrong decisions that will take you the wrong way. It is the same in this case. I, as an instructor of the Word, I remind students all the time, and people who possibly may consider to read it, that the Bible, one thing, is difficult. Secondly, the book of Revelation, even God knows that it poses a problem for some. That's why He says He will bless you if you read it, if you hear it, as well as apply it to your life. But the Bible is to be understood. Where it speaks in metaphor, understand it as a metaphor. When it speaks of symbolism, understand it as symbolism. When it speaks of dispensation, spiritual application, figuratively, as well as literal, these are describing occurrences. So while there is a way of escape, time for you to read, time for you to study, time for you to make your decision. Know that a loving God, He's waiting for you. He wants you to accept Him. That should let you know he's loving. He doesn't make anybody pick him. It's free will. You get the chance to choose. The power, the control is in your hand. May you choose wisely. I'm Cheryl Turnois for FYI Friday, the Book of Revelation study series. Be well. See you next week.